upset with me? I told you that I paid my Toastmaster dues. Then why were you staring at me? Not take up this chat. Wow, what a lovely audience. I feel thrilled. Excuse me, ma'am. Your earrings, they're gorgeous. I would love to own one. Well, I've got a speech to make. Esteemed contest chair, Honorable Chief Judge, elite panel of judges, my dear fellow Toastmasters, and a grand welcome to my dear guests. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
This is what most of us think when the topic of transgender comes up. The oppressed, the discriminated, and the alienated gender of human race. I would like to share an incident, a vivid recollection during my teens. My first interaction in this area was with a transgender vagabond at a city in India. My instant reaction was an abortion, due to the strange looks. A stout male in a female outfit and some makeup. Though I strongly discourage any form of charity for healthy-looking beggars, here I found myself unwillingly tossing some money with a lot of hatred just to get rid of the situation. However, later when I learned about them, I started really regretting my action, and that guilt still lingers deep in my soul and probably is the main inspiration for this speech. Discrimination based on looks is a disease that should be treated with self-analysis and deep introspection. I sincerely insist that you should remember these words. The term transgender refers to individuals whose gender expressions and identity do not conform to society's expectations. Transgender people, they prefer to present and identify themselves in various ways, ending up in overlapping identities. Transsexual, transvestite or cross-dresser, genderqueer, androgen, and bigender are some of the examples. This makes it inevitable that they suffer from many internal conflicts regarding their gender identity, and especially those who have greater discomfort in their assigned gender role and they wish to transition. Transgender people, they vary greatly in choosing when, if, how, and where to disclose their gender status to their families, close friends, and others. Fear of retaliatory behavior, such as being removed from parental home while underage, is a cause for transgender children not to come out to their families until they have reached adulthood. Parental confusion, lack of acceptance of child's transgenderism may be met with an effort to bring the children to the so-called normal state by seeking mental health care services. And this could be extremely detrimental because transgender issues are both new to the scientific world and it affects a relatively few number of the population. Many mental health care professionals are not aware of it and they end up giving the wrong therapy. Isn't that unfortunate? At a time when these children should be focusing on competing in academics, excelling in sports, they are stuck with basic issues of identity like, oh God, what am I? Why is this happening to me? What do I do? Why me? Discrimination based on identity is a disease that should be treated with awareness. I sincerely insist that you should remember these words. So far, we have seen the struggle. Now hold your breath as we are going to take a peek into the consequences. 78% of transgender Americans have faced severe harassment during their childhood. 41% have attempted suicide. And of the general population, it's only 1.6. What does this mean? Almost 1 in every 2 transgenders have attempted suicide. Think about it. The worst of all, 1 in 1,000 recorded homicides in the United States is a gruesome anti-transgender hate-based crime. Injustice at every corner, always stigmatized and harassed. Discrimination based on abnormality is a disease that should be treated with ethics. And I sincerely insist that you should remember these words. In modern times, one should note that these people have made marked achievements as scientists, authors, inventors, pop singers, politicians. The list goes on. It is worthwhile to mention that only in the fashion industry, these people have been welcomed with open arms. Isis King, one of the top models in the United States, and Ali Salim, the famous Pakistani television host, are some of the examples. Back in India, that's where I come from, the presence of transgenders are considered as a good omen for auspicious occasions like weddings and birthdays. But once the event is over, they are alienated. They are no more required. What a pity, isn't it? So, before I conclude, my dear Toastmasters and friends, I've got 3 simple questions to ask. Does it really matter how we look? Don't you think that the so-called third gender, they too are human beings just like you and me? Don't you think that they too need our support and compassion, at least empathy? In case you're keen to help, there are international centers like the American Psychological Association, the Harry Benjamin International Gender Rights 4-Year Association, that provides guidance to the general public and to the healthcare professionals. They can be approached online as well as in person. You just have to Google for them. So, let's join together and vow to respect their rights and welcome their efforts to be part of the mainstream society. Discrimination is a disease that can be treated by being human. So let's be human. And I sincerely insist that we should come on, Toastmasters, that we should remember these words.